Well, what's happening, guys? First day in the new job, again, second time round. It is pretty much exactly the same as it was last time. It's just a little bit interesting. A lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, which I recognise, which is quite good. Made it a little bit more welcoming to come back to something that I had left under not necessarily the greatest of circumstances before. With the shops starting to get busy around about the November, December time, that's when I decided that I was giving it up, and obviously had to focus more time on the store. But because it is now relatively quite quiet through the summer months so far, or the off season, not necessarily the summer, came back and I am doing okay so far. It's a slight adjustment again. We're going to be doing slight shift work. So this week is apparently, it was 9 until 3 today, and it'll probably be 8 until 4 tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the week, and then the rest of the time next week and the week after, it's probably 6 o'clock starts. So hopefully there's not going to be much of a way of change with regards to what I'm actually doing.
Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. It is 7:30. Stephen is just away to work. That's why the dogs are whining and crying. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know if you'll see him. There's Cat. So that's how away. See? He's gone. Bye, Stephen. Bye-bye. So he is on day 2 of his training. Induction training, I think it's like safety training. He knows how to handle it. Thank you. That's what we have to put up. These two are absolutely mental in the morning. Lily, who's on high alert constantly. That's what she does. She just sits at the window and finds out. Anyway, so we're on week 2 of returning from holiday. We finally received our home report, so I've got that to sort out this morning, get in touch with agents and get it on, blah blah blah. So it's got to be done. I'm going to go and get the kids up just in a wee 20 minutes. That means because there's so much going on just now, his ADHD is playing up and his insomnia is like really struggling to go to sleep at night. So he's like not wanting to go, his body doesn't want to crash out till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. But Stephen and I were exhausted last night. I mean, I sat down, took the kids up for a shower, put Sarah in the shower, sat down on my bed for 5 minutes and woke up an hour later. So I was absolutely done in, absolutely exhausted last night. So I don't know if it's been the heat or just the rushing about and so much going on just now. But I completely crashed out. So Stephen put them to bed. I decided that I was done. Stephen went to his bed pretty early, but we heard Sam up and down. I fell asleep. Hector had to go out for his 5 million OAPs, didn't you, buddy? So he's 8 now, so he's quite an elderly boxer. And he's up during the night quite a lot. I went to sleep. Stephen went to go to sleep and Sam got up. He got up to go for a pee and then mysteriously decided to come down the stairs and was caught sitting on the living room floor in the dark. Everybody was in bed. And Stephen come down and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Just sitting." Doesn't remember anything. We think he was asleep. They finished school on Friday. That's them done for the summer. They're off for 7 weeks, but they go to school care, which is pretty good for them because it maintains routine. We've got childcare sorted every day, so it's not too much pressure on my mum, and it's attached to the school, so it's not in the school, it's in another school, but it's the same people. It's the same people he goes to school with, it's the same people they see all the time, and it's the same care staff that care for them during school term. Keeps it easy for them. Well, I am now dressed, showered and dressed, and we have number 1 up. Say good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, YouTube.
So now we have to go and get this one up. Right, Sammy, come on up you get. Say good morning to YouTube. The benefits of having an ADHD child that takes hours to go to bed and then won't get up in the morning. It is now 8:15. We have 45 minutes to get him out of his bed, get him dressed, get him fed and get him to school. So I'm going to go because there might be some shouting and there might be a few swear words. So we now have 1, 2. Say good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, I'm stuck.
So he's having a bit of problem with Udi. How are you feeling this morning, Sammy? Were you up late last night? What were you doing last night? Do you remember keeping everybody awake? No? Oh, I've got these three mooching about looking for their breakfast. I've got breakfast to do here. No, they're dad's socks. I don't think they'll fit you. Always on the scrounge, that boy. So anyway, get these guys to school and then I'll bring you along when I start the next bit of my day. Well, this is us leaving. It is just before 9. Luckily we live literally down the road from the house, so bye doggies, bye doggies. Sammy's having a very quick pee because there we go. Time to go, not the greatest of days. Right, you ready, Sam? Jacket. Come on, jacket on. Let's go. Thank you. Did you go?
It's raining.
Oh, it was raining. We are going to be late for school. Right, let's go. Quick. Into the car we go and off to school. That's us. And off we go. So off to school, drop them at school, and then to the shop to get dog food because we're running out of dry dog food, and then straight home to get on with some work. So seeing as it's Tuesday morning and I've got some 5 minutes to myself, decided I have to go to Asda for dog food, so I am doing something practical. But look, can you guess where I'm going? Yes, you guessed it right. Mr. Hortons for a coffee. Well, hello, it is now 12 o'clock. I'm ever so slightly late because I am just sitting outside the shop and I'm about to get in and get the shutter up, get opened. All the stuff I had planned on doing this morning I never had a chance to do. I went to Asda, I came home, I tried to soak off the nails that I had got put on for holiday and made a complete mess of it. So 2 hours later I've had to give up and come to the shop and I'm now playing with all the work I'm supposed to do. So I'm going in to put my head down and get on with everything that needs done. So I'll take you with me and we will touch in very, very soon. So here I am in the shop. Alarm is off. For security I have locked the back door just because it's me today. Stephen is obviously on his training for his bus company. So he reckons that you're going to get really dark because I need to go put the lights on. And there's somebody outside, unfortunately. Hope they're not here for sharpening. So yeah, so he's on training. He reckons he'll be late tonight. It'll probably be about 4:30. Might get away early because he's managed to smash his training this morning. So I'm going to get switched on, all sorted up, let this customer in, probably disappoint them for their skate sharpenings, and then we'll see what we're doing. Well, it is 1:35. We've had a lovely visitor from Jan, who's one of our ambassadors. She came up for her skate sharpening, having not seen the wee message that we'd put out, and she just stayed for a wee blether. So we had a wee blether. Then we had a customer who is up from Dumfries that was up for some other reasons and then popped down to the shop asking some questions about goalie gloves and relacing and all that stuff. So that is the first time the shop has been quiet since I came in. So I'm going to try and get all this work done that I keep talking about doing and try and get it all through. Got some emails to send, get myself sorted, and then we'll see where we're up to.
End of day 2. It's been a bit of a different day again. Today was a lot of e-learning, which means that basically you had 13 courses that you had to basically go and sit, and you had to basically do all these modules. Luckily for me, I was rather quick at doing them. It's meant to take you 3 hours to do them. I done them in an hour. maybe an hour and a half. A lot of the stuff was already in my mind fresh from when I was here before in November, and managed to get a lot of it done. Even had a wee look at some of the stuff last night and got a head start on stuff, so I was very, very quick today. I had an extended lunch, and I have just done my Banksman training, which if you're not sure what that is, go Google it. It's basically someone telling you how to reverse, giving you directions, stuff like that. So that's basically what I've done today, and now I'm going to head back to the shop. I've got probably about 20 minutes of a drive to get from the depot to Paisley again, so I will see you guys when I get to the store. So, if anyone asks, it's 4:15. You'll know who you are if you watch the videos. But technically, I'm in the store. Managed to get here probably about an hour and a half before closing. That you can work that out yourself. But technically, it's 4:15. So yeah, I've already, as you would have maybe have seen, if the footage is okay, I've managed to get a V-rivet and the Sharpman under my belt literally as soon as I walked in the door. So
you're late to this party. These people have been following my whole morning till I got here, and then I had enough time to do anything because everybody came in.
So I've literally just walked in from another job. I had already started kind of recording on the Insta360 Go, which is quite good. It's good to have. It's very small and compact. Obviously, the GoPro is quite small and compact, but if you were to actually see what I've got it on, it comes on a stand, kind of like this. A lot of people call that a job mount. I call that a jobby mount, but then that would be quite undiplomatic. But I think they're quite good. So
do a John Wayne Bobby mount.
John Wayne Bobby, aye, John Wayne Bobby mount. But anyway, that's Scottish rhyming slang for a jobby, and jobby is a poo. So yes. Anyway, yeah, I'm here, and I've literally walked in, done a Sharpman and a conversion, or basically a re-rivet, which is way overdue, way overdue. The diplomatic way of putting it is I've been telling this customer of mine for the last probably 6 months he needed new rivets because they were literally held in by rust, and that was all. And there was a lot of the rivets just came out without having to press them. So anyway, going to check in with Pam, see how her day's been. I know she's probably already been checking in with you guys regularly, but I'll check in because I don't know. So, what's happening? Big edit.
Big edit. You probably have to edit all my stuff anyway.
No, 100% will.
So since I got here, we had Jan who'd come in. I think I've spoke to you since then. We had another customer who'd come in, and then I sorted out some paperwork, tidied up my tray, did some admin.
She doesn't mean a little tray, because she's not got one of them.
And then Christina come in, and then she was getting her Matthew's fiance, partner, boyfriend, person skates done. So I've been kind of dealing with that since. Then we had another customer who's ordering a pair of skates. Just double checked his size because I've got a Marmalade Goldfish. So yes, been busy. I've generally been quite busy since this morning.
We also had a customer bring back a pair of Graf skates that were technically sized, and then since the heat mould, they reckon that the skates are slightly too big. So there will be a pair of Graf Ultra Cs up for grabs. Not in a competition, but highly discounted. This customer is just looking to get his money back on to cover the cost of the skate. So that is technically the second issue that I've had with Graf in the last little while. Unfortunately, there was an issue with one of the pairs of custom skates, and now there was an issue with the sizing in the Ultra Cs. Now, we were told originally by Graf that we had to go at least a size and a half bigger box size than what you were actually skating on. So on the basis of this, if we go on what the customer said after the heat mould, the sizing is way off, probably at least another size. So he would have been able to get away with a 7, but he went for an 8. But unfortunately, because he's had them heat moulded and he sharpened them and skated on them, he can't get a full refund on them. So we said that we would try and see if we could sell them for him on his behalf. But other than that, nothing really to report, and I'll check in with Pam in a little while. Right, so it's 18 minutes past 5. I'm finished for the day, Pam's finished for the day, but Pam's just dropped the bombshell that we've now lost our 8890099 number that we've had since we started, due to the fact that obviously our contract with BT has lapsed and we didn't want to renew. So because we didn't want to renew, we've got a temporary mobile number at the moment. So I'll get Pamela to tell you what the temporary mobile number is.
Do I need to do this with a wee jingle?
You can if you want.
Da, da, da. It's 07592 880557.
Right, okay. I will put that up on the screen if I remember. So that's going to be our new temporary number at the moment until we can get ourselves a new contract sorted. With the fact that we were away on the honeymoon, and the fact that we're in the process of moving house, and the fact that I started a job again, another part-time job, we kind of ran out of time to do everything. It's just been one of these things that happens in business, that things just get away from you, unfortunately. So it has been one of these situations where things have got away from us and we are now trying to kind of catch things back up. Obviously there's still quite a lot of stuff that has to be caught up. Speaking to suppliers, we also have to try and see if we can get some back orders chased up, and we need to try and get our website up to scratch as well as obviously try to deal with Sam being difficult, Sarah being difficult, Pamela being difficult all the time. And then the fact that we've obviously got to deal with the sale of the house as well.
Stephen being difficult.
No, it's just a part of my personality.
You were definitely born difficult.
I would say that, definitely. It's a part of being ginger here. Right, anyway, so that's us finished for tonight. We will catch you tomorrow, bright and early at 5 PM. Just off the ice at Kilmarnock. Great session with the boys. It was good to see them today, especially after being up and working and back on the bus and stuff like that. Today, it was one of the things where I kind of feel a bit apprehensive about going back, if I'm honest. Probably the best thing for me to do just now, because the situation is, realistically, because it's the summer, we're not bringing in that much money, and it's one of these things where, because we're not bringing in any cash, it's maybe good for me to kind of build up a wee bit of savings pot so that we can then use that and utilise that for when we decide to move forward. Obviously with the sale of the house and stuff like that, it's going to make a massive difference to us. It's going to make a massive difference to the stock level, I would imagine. When we decide to sell the house, or when we don't take that decision lightly, it's a situation where we're obviously moving in with Pam's mum, because a lot of people probably won't know, Pam's mum had spinal fusion surgery, and the disc that she had fused, the one below, has now started to cause problems. It's a very worrying time, because there's talk of another surgery, and then there's talk of not having another surgery because of the risks and the risk and risk reward factor. That's obviously going to be something that we have to take into consideration, and Pam's mum has to take into consideration. With regards to the sale of the house, one of the major things that we're looking at doing is we're looking at trying to see if we can restock the shop, obviously. Now, when I say about talking about restocking the shop, we're obviously going to be looking at putting some CCM, Warrior, hopefully some Bauer products back into the store. We're obviously trying to see if we can get more products in that we can review, and maybe even see if we can bring onto the ice. I know it's interesting. I don't necessarily feel like a trendsetter in any way, shape or form, specifically because there is obviously stores in America and Canada that's been doing things online for ages. We were very, very much what I think was one of the first stores in the UK to kind of start the whole aspect of putting our honest thoughts on products, and that to me is, I'm quite proud of that, if I'm honest. Now, I know that there's obviously other stores down south, and when I say down south, specifically in England, that have kind of started doing their own kind of thing, doing their videos, reviews and stuff like that, and that's actually quite good. It's good to see. I would like to see a lot of stores do the same as what we do and be as honest as we are. I don't think that's ever going to happen because it's going to upset too many suppliers, if I'm honest. I don't think that's obviously not what we're aiming for. We're not aiming to upset any suppliers. We're not aiming to try and alienate anyone. We want to be as honest as possible, and when I say we want to be as honest as possible, if there is a product that lacks a bit of longevity, like if you have a product that doesn't necessarily cut the mustard, and what I mean by that is it's not very durable. Obviously, it helps for you guys to know this. It obviously can be construed as damaging another brand, and that's not what we're out to do. But there is other products that are out there at the moment that are more durable, cheaper, whatever else, that you could then pick up and save your hard-earned cash. Specifically, when we are looking at things in the last little while, we have been very much a store that has tried to help people save money. And when I say this, there's not every store in the UK that will turn around and tell a parent, your kid doesn't need the top of the range skates. Your kid really doesn't need the top of the range product. You can get away with a mid-range product for a little bit less, and that will do exactly the same job. Or there's other aspects where you could then look at, and what I mean by other aspects you could look at is instead of going top end, you could go second top. If you go for a second top of the range product, example being, this is just my opinion, when the Ultrasonics came out and then you had the Max, I personally preferred the M5 Pro. I thought the M5 Pro was a better skate, and I thought it was a bit sturdier, even though probably the critics and people will be able to tell me in the comment section if they thought that the Mac was a stiffer skate. Now, because there was a small cutout on the actual body of the skate, that small cutout on the body of the skate, in my opinion, allowed for too much forward flex, and for a player like myself who's a wee bit heavier, I personally like a stiffer skate that doesn't really move as much. So for me, I just thought the M5 Pro was one of the most comfortable, best performance skates that I had had in a long time, and I really appreciated it because I had been going through you're probably talking skates every 4 to 6 months. People maybe be thinking, how the hell could you go through skates that quick? It's because I felt the skate getting too soft, especially round about the heel area. I was feeling like I was having to re-eyelet, re-rivet a lot of skates because they were falling apart because they just weren't as durable as I thought. Specifically, I had tried a pair of the TF9s, as you probably know if you follow the channel, and the TF9s were a really stiff, solid skate. But what I would say about the TF9s were they just didn't stand up to the test of time. The padding was not great. The stability of the skate, the boot itself was good, and when I took the skate apart and put more padding into it, it made, because of how much padding I actually had to put into the skate, it caused them to be way too tight for me. So I basically made them from a double E fit or a wide fit to like a regular fit or even a narrow fit because of how much padding I had to put into them to fix them. One of the other products, or one of the other manufacturers that we were talking about bringing in, obviously you guys know that we have got a deal in place with KYC, and we will be looking at restocking the store with some of the KYC products. We are talking about bringing in one of every flexing model of the actual sticks, so you're probably talking somewhere in the region of anywhere between 20 to 30 sticks and different curves, flexes, colours, stuff like that. We're obviously talking about bringing in just the standard ones at the moment, but there could be a possibility of bringing in some special edition colours. So if there's a special edition colour you would like to see in the store, leave a comment down below. We can obviously look at bringing in a special edition colour if it obviously is one that they offer. Now, for the teams that are maybe interested in looking at the KYC sticks, one of the things that you can actually do with the KYC sticks, if you don't have the colour option, you can pay, I think it's $900 and something, which allows you to then be able to get that colour made for you, which is obviously, in my opinion, it's quite good. It gives you an option. It definitely gives you options. with regards to colours. And if your team, say for example, your team is orange, you'll be able to then add something that stands out for your brand of stick or your model of stick that you're going to go for, if you're going to go for it. I know that they obviously have the purple and white sticks, which is going to be probably very, very nice and possibly quite interesting to the likes of maybe the Clan Academy and maybe even the Clan at some point, if we can get a couple of guys to get onto them and try them. I know that obviously Warrior's going to be their main supplier again this year, obviously through the chatter of the suppliers and stuff like that, which is, again, I don't want to stand on any of these toes. If Warrior have got something in place for them, it's one of these ones where I wouldn't contact them. I wouldn't want to damage any relationships that they have with any of the suppliers. Again, I wouldn't do that to CCM or Bauer either. It's just obviously what we're looking at doing is offering a service that can, how would I put it, not necessarily rival other people, but it's giving you different options, saving you maybe a little bit of money, especially in this current climate. I know I keep talking about the whole aspect of trying to save money in the current climate and how things are, and things are pretty tight for a lot of people at the moment. So again, it's a situation where if you could save yourself £135 in comparison to one of the other top end brand sticks, maybe give it a go, give it a try. I mean, it'll break the same as a normal stick. You maybe find it might break the same as a normal stick, it might actually outlast a normal stick, you never know. When I talk about that as well, one of the more exciting things for me is they're actually talking about bringing out a light stick. They've already, if you guys have been on and had a look at their actual website themselves, they have a light variant of the stealth that they actually had. They had a stealth stick, and the stealth stick actually came with a light variant. That light variant was, I say it's funny when I say it again, it was a light variant, as in it was kind of aimed at the kind of lower level players, the kind of, how would I put it, high end beer league players, maybe even the likes of an SNL player. But it was 400 grams, which is still lighter than some of the other brands' top end sticks, or just there or thereabouts. It's not that much heavier, but they're made more durable and they're a lot cheaper than the top of the range sticks. You're probably talking about £60-70 cheaper. Again, I'm interested to see them, I'm interested to try them. Again, I know that I can't get them custom. I prefer slightly heavier sticks to an extent, but at the same point I can't get them custom made because they don't actually offer the light sticks as a custom. They only offer the top of the range Pro model as a custom. Now that again is something that I am very much looking forward to. At any point in the next couple of days we could be getting this stick in, and when I talk about the stick that we're getting in, it is going to be the Skyline, and I'm very interested to try it because at the moment I'm actually using like a 10 plus year old Sherwood because it's one of the last ones with my custom curve on it, and I kind of feel like I'm going to be lost as soon as I lose it. So I'm interested to see if these KYC sticks are anywhere near what I actually use, because if they are anywhere near what I actually use, then I'll probably end up using them more often and I'll probably get a batch of customs made from them. Worst case scenario, I say worst case scenario, I know that obviously I can get customs through Bauer and I know I can get customs through Warrior, and that could be another option as well, that we look down the Warrior route to get something specifically full custom for myself. But at the same point, we'll see how the KYC sticks go first. Hopefully that they are nice and durable, and obviously I know that they're very lightweight. I'd be interested to see how much weight that my spec puts on the stick. And what I mean by that is obviously the spec of stick that I use is obviously going to be slightly stiffer and it's going to be longer. So again, it might not be 330 grams, it might be 350 grams at my full length, which is interesting to see. Other stocking things that we're going to be looking at doing is we are potentially looking at bringing back Go Bloody Sports clothing, which is something I'm very interested in. I've been hoping to bring back the clothing for a long time. Again, if that's something that you guys are interested in, leave a comment down below. What would you like to see with regards to clothing? Likes of shorts, would it be the likes of t-shirts, hats, hoodies, just the kind of general stuff that we've done before, but would you like a different twist on it? Would you like different designs, different things offered? If that is the case, then that is definitely something we can look at, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. And hopefully eventually, if you guys would like to support the channel in some way, shape or form, you can then obviously maybe consider buying a hoodie, t-shirt, hat. We originally did have our own custom jerseys, which were camouflage. Again, probably not bring out camouflage jerseys again at this moment in time. The reason being is, I know that there's another couple of popular hockey channels that have started bringing out camouflage jerseys in the last little while, but we actually had them, you're probably talking year 2, year 3 of Cold Body Sports, which is a long time ago. And I think it's something that Scott and I had actually spoken about, was trying to see if we could get some new designs on the go, offering guys different jerseys for either training or scrimmage. So it's something again that we're looking at, and it's all positive steps for Cold Body Sports in the next little while. Anyway, I am now on the motorway. I probably took up way too much of your time. I am going to go and concentrate on driving on the road. And I am concentrating. I can do two things. I've got one eye watching you and one eye watching the road. But yeah, I'll speak to you guys in a little while, and I'll probably tune in with you guys at some point.